watching this video, you're probably wondering, is it possible to beat Shadow Generations without the analog stick? Well, do I got news for you. In this video, we're gonna find out. Okay, so it's not. Thank you guys for watching. Okay, in all seriousness, I'm taking this idea and twisting it into an Act 1 only challenge, as that is the main attraction of the game, and let's be honest, it's the only part that you all really care about. If you guys have any other challenge ideas you want me to do for this game or other games, please let me know down below. And if you like this video, please make sure to like and subscribe. Now let's get into the regulations. Starting with the rules. Rule number 1. No touching the analog stick during stages at all. Yes, that's all the rules, and yes, the rules are concerningly short. But to spice it up, I decided to add that if we go over 3 analog stick uses, I'll have to choose a control to remove, such as the right trigger for example. And this applies for every 3 stick uses, so if I use the analog stick 6 times, I must remove 2 controls and so on. And now, with something at stake, let's get straight into today's video. Starting off the challenge, I get a call from Rouge asking me to come over.
No.
There's free food.
I'll be over in a minute. The Ark Act 1 acted as a tutorial level for me, like how Apostolos Act 1 did in my Sonic Unleashed version of this video. It taught me that there is near to no momentum in this game. Our alternatives for moving without the analog stick are really limited. We can dodge left and right, which I discovered moves us slightly forward. We can also boost and slide. That's it. I have 3 ranges of mobility for this whole challenge, but that really doesn't help that I can't slide without boosting first, so boost management will be really important in this challenge. I boost and slide down this ramp to where I easily defeat 3 enemies and dodge to the right to hit these 3 boost pads. I take this shortcut by hopping off this rail with precise timing, and now I'm here. You may think that I must use the analog stick already, but no, my friend, you are wrong. You're really wrong. You see, by dodging right here until I hit the edge, I can line myself perfectly, and somehow when I boost here, it changes my direction, allowing me to continue the level as normal. Hopping on these gravity panels, I dodge myself across the first and the second one, saving valuable Going again, I actually saved the boost this time. I got past all 3 gravity panels, hitting this dash panel which brings me onto a rail where I take the top route and recover a lot of my boost back. The next bit of the level is really easy, using chaos control and then speedrunning this QTE. Entering speed highway, this is all just really easy, with me sliding down some parts to save boost. And did you know that you can take no damage here by just not moving at all? Is that not crazy? But all this easy stuff led up to a part that I got stuck on multiple times, because trust me, I tested this part out with 3 different recordings and I was stuck in it for about half an hour in one of them. Although I deleted the recording because it was taking up so much of my little PC space, but in short, I could not do this part. I got so close but could not do it. So I'm sorry guys, but I had to tank this hit. That's 1 analog stick use added to the counter, but nonetheless we continue on, effortlessly taking out Black Doom's men and finishing the level. Taking us 7.5 minutes. We don't mind that. Afterwards I found the yellow emerald. It just left me wondering if this is that free food that Rouge was talking about. I was gonna eat it, but out of nowhere I got snatched up and sent to an area called White Space, where I must beat all the levels in order to find Rouge and that free food. And can I just take a moment really quick to thank all you guys for 80 subscribers. It means so much to me and I appreciate every single one of you. And I actually don't mean to sound cliche, but if you're watching this far and they're enjoying it, can you please drop a sub, as it will help my dreams a lot. Thank you. Now back to the video. I set out on my journey for this food, and the next place it takes me is Rail Canyon. This is where the challenge got difficult. The start of the level was a breeze, with me mostly having to change rails to either left or the right, or home and attacking or air boosting, which is simple, so all was well until I hit the Doom section, and it wiped a smile off my face. First, I got stuck in this one part with no way to turn, which is where I discovered this piece of tech, which I'll call the air dodge. This happens when Shadow jumps up, and you either press a left or right bumper to dodge, triggering Shadow to do this sort of slide, relative to whichever side bumper you press and which direction he is facing. And that was not all, because that couldn't turn me around. It only helps when I have no boost, which happened later in the level. But this piece of tech that I discovered, which actually turns Sonic 45 degrees, is this. What is this name? I don't know, but let's call it the air shimmy. To air shimmy yourself, you must dodge with Shadow, and whilst in mid-air, boost after the dodge, and then stomp in the ground, which then turns him 45 degrees. So this means that the game makes no sense, that our alternatives for moving have now gone from 3 to 5, and that we can get through this section after a few minutes. Dying rings through this airfall section, we get enough rings this time and pass it, killing this enemy here and bringing us out of Speed Highway. Another thing that I noticed from playing this level is that when we die, we respawn with a full gauge boost, which is a useful thing to know. With all this newfound knowledge and us out of Speed Highway, we grind on ahead at the speed of a slug and finally finish the level to my relief in 16 minutes. It's not too bad. I then looked around the place and realised that the free food was being hidden at a massive floating place with a regularly large eye staring at me, and my suspicions were confirmed by the Black Doom himself telling me the same thing. So, my next stop was Kingdom Valley. Now initially I thought this would be a challenge to do, but honestly it was probably the one I struggled the least with apart from this one tragedy. All I had to do at most was air shimmy because I ran out of boost, but everything was really flowing. The water gliding sections were just full of dodging left and right. The room where you need to kill all enemies was honestly not a problem, and I discovered the shadow does not actually need to be facing an enemy to home an attack, and this applies for springs too, which is really helpful for this challenge. As long as the enemy or spring are within view and distance, it can be home and attacked. But all in all, I had a lot of fun and it was honestly nice as well as relieving to do this after struggling with Rail Canyon. And we end the level in nearly 6.5 minutes. Next, Sunset Heights. This level certainly got the difficulty of this challenge up again, but nonetheless it was still relatively easy, with only 2 parts concerning me, which was this part at the start, but I got through it of course, and the rest of the level was a breeze, and flowing just as Kingdom Valley was. But then we arrived at it again, Radical Highway. And of course it came with a major problem, which is the second difficult part that I was on about. I was stuck here and I had an easy shot, although I misjudged it and thought I could make it without the platform. But I didn't give up. I wiggled my way all around again, and then you would not believe that this happened if I didn't show you guys, so here. Also, I must mention that I did run out of boost a few times during this level, but nonetheless from this point on the level it was a cakewalk, taking us only 9.5 minutes. On to the next one. I take out some anger on nearby enemies, and we see this abnormally gigantic eye again. Can't help but to try reach it, with our very small hands. I can feel how close I am. But onwards we go to Chaos Island. Now this level has a bit of hustling. We struggle at the start, take a few deaths, but eventually figure out not to transform into the Doom Morph at this section and we get by it. Then everything is good until we come up to this section where I got stuck temporarily. The fix that I figured out for this was to unlock this spring and the air shimmy with a few air dodges too, and we eventually got through it. Now the lava section was not as bad, with me finding a strat to get by and forcing us to have some very precise platforming. With not much more to say about this stage, the level posed some difficulty, but certain sections were really easy, such as the end section. Regardless though, I had some fun, bringing us to complete this level in 14 minutes and 23 seconds. On our way to the next level, we encounter whoever this is, and he takes the only food ahead of me, and with no choice left, we head to the eye now. This is the last stage of the challenge, which is Speed Highway. Starting my run with some air dodging into a slide, then the rest of the level was pretty much played as normal, surviving all these fallen platforms, and everything was all sunshine and rainbows until we hit another sliding building section. This section had me dying again and again and again and again and again. I just couldn't do it because you would spawn in with 5 rings, and every time you were forced to hit into this first set of beams, and then you would die to the second. Or I often got past the second by taking advantage of invincibility frames, and still I was stuck dying due to me not being able to turn shadow at all while the building bends here. So after a while I was forced to stop as I was stuck here, taking this challenge to an end unfortunately. But on a more positive note, let's talk about results. The results of this challenge are as follows. The levels that were completed without the analog stick at all are Rail Canyon, Kingdom Valley, Sunset Heights, as well as Chaos Island. And the levels that I couldn't complete without moving are Space Colony Ark and Speed Highway of course. So, to answer the question posed by this video, is it possible to beat Shadow Generations without moving? The simple answer is no. And that's the answer with me doing this challenge with Act 1 only, so I couldn't even imagine how hard it would be with the full game. But nonetheless, thank you for tuning in if you made it this far to the video, and please drop a like and subscribe. May God bless you all, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.